Our Target 8 investigators are working hard tonight, exposing a potential danger on the roads. Target 8 tracked down several cars right here in West Michigan on used car lots with parts that have been recalled. Target 8 investigator Marley Ginter joins us with how you can protect yourself. Marley?
Well, Sue, you know, car dealerships will fix recalls for free, and yet thousands of drivers have not gotten the repairs. Target 8 found out sometimes that's because some don't even know they bought a car with open recalls. I found a van that had just been sold and tracked down the driver to warn her. When Amy Mueller bought her van,
I can see 7 kids.
She thought she got a deal, not a danger.
No warning lights or anything have ever came on.
Until I showed her the open recalls on it from Chrysler.
There's my van. Yeah, that is exactly the van.
This open recall sounds pretty dangerous. Did you sell her a dangerous van?
Not at my knowledge by any means, no.
Target 8 discovered used cars on several lots in West Michigan with potentially dangerous recalls. We ran checks on Mueller's van. Your airbag can deploy without warning.
It's scary. It's really scary.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
At GR Used Car on South Division, we found a vehicle with a safety recall that in some cases can cause a fire. No one at GR Used Car would talk to me, and the owner didn't return my calls. We also found about a half dozen at Boondocks Motorsports on 28th Street, including a Ford F-150 with a recall involving the fuel tank. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the defect caused 3 fires and 1 person got hurt. But the Boondocks owner told me the used cars on his lot are safe and that if customers want his employees to call the manufacturer and check for recalls, they will. Mueller bought her van at Ross's Auto Sales on South Division. General Manager Mark Savage told me he tells people about open recalls when he knows about them. When we were there, a customer did confirm that. But Savage says checking every car for recalls would take too much time. Why didn't you tell her there was an open recall?
More than likely, I didn't know myself. Like I said, I ran an auto check on it. You know, it's not a perfect world. I think the consumer is just as responsible as me.
I don't know how the dealers or the dealerships are selling them without bringing that to the table. It's not going to change whether I buy it or not, but just be honest so I can get it fixed.
So who is protecting you? In 2012, more than 17.8 million vehicles had safety recalls. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration sent me a statement. All vehicles under recall should be promptly repaired. But later in that same statement, the spokesperson wrote the agency, quote, does not have the legal authority to require used car dealers or individual consumers to have recalled vehicles fixed prior to resale.
It was a very sad thing.
Attorney Paul McDonough is representing the West Michigan family of Dr. Brian Lates. Lates had an open recall on his Hyundai Elantra involving steering repairs. On March 18, 2010, Lates was driving from Jackson to Kalamazoo when his car skidded across I-69 and hit an oncoming semi-truck, killing him. McDonough says unfixed recalls can be deadly. And yet Carfax says more than 2.1 million used vehicles that were for sale in 2012 had at least one safety recall that had not been fixed. 51,000 of those were right here in Michigan.
Failure to take those basic, easy steps could, as we've seen, potentially result in catastrophic consequences.
I did not know of any recalls until you contacted me.
Mueller says dealerships should be held accountable. After all, until Target 8 called her, she had no idea she was driving a vehicle with a recall that had not been fixed.
I can try to be as perfect as possible, as well as any other dealer on this street or any other street in the United States of America, but nobody's perfect, and it's probably just as much the consumer's responsibility to run the VIN number as it is ours.
Mueller says she definitely will before she buys again. Now, many states had fewer used cars with open recalls from 2011 to 2012, but not Michigan. In fact, according to Carfax, our state and several neighboring states, including Illinois and Indiana, had about a 25% increase in used cars with open recalls. So ask the dealership to check before you buy, or you can check for free through Carfax or safercar.gov. Those links are on woodtv.com. Sue?
Marley, thank you. We have more unbelievable pictures of just how dangerous unfixed recalls can be. A man in Delaware didn't know he had an open recall and his van caught on fire and nearly burned down his house. We'll have his full story tomorrow morning on Daybreak.